Are we live?
Yep.
I believe we are live. Hi guys, it's Alex here at Fight Still Pro yet again, and we are going live. We have decided to switch our video format to live for a little while and get a lot of these done fast. We're still doing the more developed ones with the production, but we decided that we would do a few quick down and dirty videos. We're also on Instagram. Please follow us at Fight Store Pro, and our YouTube channel I believe is Fight Store Pro UK or Fight Store Pro. You'll find it. Just subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Have to keep saying that, otherwise people forget. So today's subject is an interesting one. If you don't already know this, we do actually have a physical store. We had a phone call from a lady this morning saying she was surprised at how many stores in this business don't have any Trustpilot, don't have a phone number, don't have a physical location that they can access. And yeah, I would agree with that. There are some good reputable stores out there, including ours, but it is surprising at how many places literally have no way of contacting them other than some contact form hidden away as far as they can find it. But no, we actually do have a physical store. Monday to Saturday, you can walk through our door at 10 a.m. till 5 p.m, sometimes later if you make an appointment. You may have seen some of the videos where you've seen that we actually have a fully fledged boxing gym in the other side of our building. And in our store, we keep about 20 to 30% of what we stock overall in the store. It's impossible to stock everything that we have in Fight Still Pro as a website. That has to stay at the warehouse because the warehouse is literally 10 times bigger than us. But today's subject is gear that people change their mind on when they physically see it. So I brought a selection of products out. They were entirely random in some senses, but we're going to look at each individual product as an example of why people would change their mind. So we're going to start with my old favorite subject, which is boxing gloves. Now with boxing gloves, albeit you can get some information on them, you can watch some reviews, which are always someone's opinion, remember. When I do glove reviews, they are my opinion. Yes, they're an informed opinion, and I try and break down the differences between products rather than just say, hey, I like this and I don't like that. This is the Twins Airflow glove. Now, if you've watched my other videos, you're going to know that I'm not a big personal fan of Twins gloves. That isn't because I think they're a bad glove. I actually think they're a very good glove. But they just don't fit me. I just don't like the fit. Now, I'm not going to go through why I don't like the fit today. You can watch that on other videos. Here is a Rev Gievel glove, but you see the profile on it is totally different to the profile on this, and this is what you can never see online. This is where you don't know what it feels like. And let's face it, anything that you wear on your hands or your feet, it's going to be down to how it feels to you, not to somebody else, to you. There are pros and cons, and one of the best things you can ever do, even if you don't have a store, there's we're live here, so we got just leave it on, just put it on the this shows you that we're live, that we have real-time things happening. So James is now going to access. No mate, you give us the James cannot work out how to use a phone holder. There you go, but it's all right, we've done it now. We have done it now for the Instagram viewers. I hope you can see me. So you cannot see or feel the differences. You can maybe guess at them, but until you've got it on your hand, you can't really tell the differences. So one of the best things you could possibly do in reference to gloves is, even if you're not lucky enough to have a store, go to your gym and go and ask to try different people's gloves in the gym on. And that should give you at least an idea of the type of boxing glove that works well for your hand. So tip number one, if you haven't got a store to go and try them at, then go and try things in the actual gym and ask, try and put things, I don't know. The same absolutely applies to MMA gloves. So this is a very well-known Fairtex MMA glove. It is immaculately made. The leather's great, but these are extremely small. This is a large. This is a large. It's tiny. I'm not even going to attempt to get this on, but this is tiny. It will not fit my hand. And generally speaking, I take kind of large everything. XL's usually too big for me, but not in Fairtex. I have a pair of large Fairtex FGV 17 4-ounce MMA gloves, which I sometimes spar with once in a while when we're doing MMA or the one style Muay Thai thing. And I really need an XL in Fairtex. That's one thing. The other thing that you can't tell from looking at these is how stiff this is. The Velcro will go on these long before the padding on the glove does. Fairtex are beautifully made. The leather's always good. The finish is always good. It doesn't matter which product it is with Fairtex, they do a great job. But we have a lot of guys come into the store and they will ask for the Fairtex MMA glove and they walk away with the Rev Gear one or the Venom one. Why? Because the Rev Gear one and the Venom one just feels softer and more pliable, and guys who haven't got 6 months to actually break a glove in before they've got a UAR bout will ultimately often choose one that just feels better on the hand. That's not to say anything bad about this product, but people really change their mind very, very regularly on MMA gloves once they can put them on. They're not forgiving. So fit and feel is something which ultimately you can never really see online. So that's MMA gloves. Now shorts. I've pulled out a variety of shorts. This is a little known brand in the UK called Danger Equipment. That's what D stands for. This guy used to work for Top King. The guy who owns the company used to work for Top King. I think he still does do some work with Top King, and he uses a lot of the same ideas, materials. He's a top class designer, and this is a little known brand, but what we sell tons of these in the store, don't sell so many online. And it's down to the fact that people will trust a brand like Fairtex because they know it. So here's a pair of the same style shorts in Fairtex. They've got this rather odd material down the side. It feels a little weird. It feels very rubbery. And I gotta tell you, when I feel these two products, this product feels a whole lot nicer than this one. Now, the next guy's opinion when he walks through the door may well be different, but this is a product that people regularly will change their mind on very fast when they've walked in with a preconceived idea of what they want because they've seen a picture of it online, but as soon as they can see the actual product, then they quite often change their mind. That isn't to say, again, there's anything wrong with this product. This is a great product, but it's the type of product where somebody feels the material and goes, actually, happens literally every day of the week. So here we have Venom VT shorts. Now, 8 to 9 years ago, when I first started with this company, I wasn't a big Venom fan, and to this day, Theo, I'm sorry, I still don't like the logo. Never have liked the logo, but that's got nothing to do with the quality of the product. Whether you feel aligned stylistically to a brand or not, never has anything to do with the actual quality of the product. I'm brought to you in conjunction with Empire Pro Tape and Sainsbury's Coffee. But these have improved massively over the years. Their boxing gloves, their shin guards, especially the Ringhorns line, have improved massively over the last few years. And I've got to say, I'm becoming a little bit of a Venom fan. I never was. I still can't get past this bloody snake's head. But in terms of the quality, most brands now, as you can see with Fuji here, are using this thing called sublimation print. If you have a look at the color of the material inside both of these products, this is again something that is very hard to see on the pictures online on e-commerce. They're both white. That's because all sublimation products, every single last one of them, starts out purely white, and these beautiful, clever designs are printed onto the garment itself, or onto the strips of material that they then make into the garment. What I've got to tell you is, What you can't tell by looking online, not least of which because most online photos are actually renders, they're not photos. So if you see shorts online or rash guards online, quite often t-shirts online nowadays, and even with some companies, boxing gloves and other products, and they look perfect, and you're wondering how on earth did they cut the guy or they cut the dummy out of this photo? Well, the answer is they never did. It's a digital render, it's a 3D render. It is not actually the product. And to be fair, I do a lot of work in the industry direct with brands manufacturer, and it's much easier. I mean, doing a photo shoot with a model in the product, then cutting all the model out and then re-putting in the back of the photo, the back of the neck and all the rest. It's an incredibly huge job, whereas a guy sitting with a decent photography package or 3D modeling package can do this much faster, change them around much quicker, and get what would be hundreds of hours worth of photo and editing work down to probably a few days. But what it doesn't do is really show you the product, and this is the balance. So when this is another product that people will regularly change their mind about when they come into the store, because they can actually feel it. They can feel it. Now Venom's, this product, I picked this product, it's very good. It's really great quality. The print is magnificent and the material is very strong. And this is not a criticism of the Fuji product, this is good product, but this is the same type of material, it's sublimation print, and it's much lighter, much thinner. It may have been done deliberately by Fuji because they wanted a lighter weight rash guard, and that is the trend, but in comparison, even though it's the same type of material, I know that the Venom rash guards are made out of this material too, which is just a stronger, tougher material, which is probably why they're a little bit expensive. Another pair of shorts here. Online, these don't sell so well. I gotta sell. Online people just, maybe they don't like the design, whatever, I don't know. But when people see them in here and they feel how insanely strong they are, and they look at the double layer of material and they can see this two-way stretch fabric, they see how good the stitching is, they feel how strong the product is, they can feel that this quality is totally different to some of the other products that we have. And I know how expensive these are at manufacturer cost and how cheap some of the ones are that I see from some other places, a lot of which we don't actually stock. We've had samples brought in for various different projects from various different companies for shorts, and I can tell you loads of them are absolute garbage. This is a War Tribe kimono. I have no idea how expensive it is, but it's goddamn expensive. I will tell you, it is expensive. It is beautifully made, but at the end of the day, it's a cotton suit. And this one second, this one over here, oh, I will come back. This is the new Rev Gear starter gi. I had a hand in designing this one along with a few others, so that's a given that I'm gonna like this one. But this is a starter gi, it's an entry-level gi. Do I think this is as good as this? Not really. But do I think, really, when you start breaking it down, there is 150 pounds or 120 pounds or whatever it is different? Well, let's have a look at it. Right up close to the camera, there is the weave. You can see that. It's a lightweight pearl weave. I believe it's about 350 GSM. Guess what? This one's very similar. Very similar. The material on the back feels exactly the same. It feels like the same kind of weave. The collar actually feels incredibly similar. I can't actually see what weight this actually is, but I'm guessing that this is much more than 353. It might be 400. But I mean, it's got some nice little stitching points. It's got some nice bling on it. The design is actually very similar. Now, here's an interesting thing. With kimonos, the expensive ones only sell online. Only really sell online. In the store, The most expensive kimono we tend to sell the 18 to 90 pound mark, and I do wonder whether it's because when you see it in front of you, you realize that there's not really a vast difference between a 55 pound to 80 pound cotton suit, a 100 pound to 200 pound cotton suit, especially when you can put them side by side and realize that actually there's almost no difference in the materials, there's almost no difference in the fit, the stitching is largely in the same place, the pants are nigh on identical in a lot of respects. The only thing that's really that different can be some of the bling on it. When I say bling, I mean the embroidery and the colour of the stitching, things like that, some of the patches, and the branding and marketing that people have done to like make this a brand that people desire. So we see it every day, every single day we see people change their mind about products when they actually see them in the store. Sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down, sometimes they go sideways, but it's usually based on a direct comparison between the feel of the product for them. That's point number one. So especially when you're buying gloves or boots, gloves, boots, head guards, stuff that you wear very close, that you wear day in, day out, I would say that you need some kind of idea, if you can, of how it feels to you before purchasing it. Then when we talk about apparel, whether it be for Muay Thai, BJJ, MMA, fit is very important. Going off sizing, for example, in Thai shorts, what a waste of time that is. I mean, I've seen XLs that would fit, XL in Thai generally is actually a 32 waist, whereas XL in some brands will be a 36 to 38 inch waist. When we order shorts now from Thailand, we've given up saying ML, XL. We say 30, 32, 34. We just say, look, as long as it's this size, we don't really care what you put on the label anymore. But I mean, Fairtex shorts are in kind of Western sizes, but they're not sure. They've kind of skewed those because they see an XL as 35 to 37. Well, I guess that's 36, but I've seen Fairtex XL shorts which would fit a giant. So that's another thing where it's difficult to go on the label. Once you found your size in that brand, you'll largely know what it is, but until you have, that can be difficult. And then you see all these sizing guides printed. Well, most of those can be pretty inaccurate too. Best thing, try it out. Best thing is try it out on all of them if you can. When I'm talking about kimonos, you've heard what I've had to say. A cotton suit, at the end of the day, there are grades, there are differences in finish, there are differences, but as long as you're looking at a kind of quality piece of kit in the first place, you got to remember, once you're starting to step into certain realms of expense, that you are paying largely for branding and marketing, not actually for the product, just as you are with many other products in the world. Apple's a great example. And when you're looking at accessories, when you're looking at bits and bobs, if you can get a real look at the product. Oh, that was the other point, wasn't it? That was the other point. Remember that not all photography is equal. In fact, a lot of the photography for products nowadays are digital renders, so try and bear that in mind when you're actually looking at the product online. I hope you found this review, vlog, whatever we're going to call it, useful, and we're going to see you next time.